You're listening to the Droematic Show podcast.
All right, welcome back to the Droematic Show podcast. I'm your host, Droematic, along with my co-host, Tata. Tata, what's good?
Hey.
Tata, we haven't seen you in a minute.
I know.
Where you been at?
I missed you guys. Well, I had, handle a couple things before I could get back to you.
It's been like 3 months since you actually did the last show with us. I know like our listeners like, okay, where's Tata at? Like we ain't heard from her in like 3-4 months.
Yeah, I had to handle some things after my dad's death. And I need a little time to recuperate, rejuvenate.
How you been coping with that?
It's kind of hard, but I don't know. I just bear with the better memories, try not to remember before. Well, the last days when he was sick. So.
You think it helps if you just try to keep yourself busy? Does that really help? Like you got like hobbies and things like that?
Yeah, a lot. Like if I see vehicles that he used to drive,
So just small things like that will just like trigger it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, miss him.
Yeah, I know you do. That's a hard thing, man, just losing a parent like that. Just, I don't know what it's like yet, but, it's something we definitely got to start preparing for.
Right.
All right, so we're going to move right along. Again, we got a sponsor. So, Rhea, tell us a little bit about a little sponsorship here.
Well,
the winter is almost over, and the season we've all been waiting on is finally here. No, not spring, tax season. And now that you have that extra cash in your pocket, it's time to go ahead and get the new ride that you've been needing, and we at Bodie Motors would like to get you riding in something today. We have a great selection of dependable cars, from Hondas to Toyotas to Nissans, and more, all at a price you can afford. So if you need a dependable car at an affordable price, then visit Bodie Motors at 8405 Highway 11, Oak City, North Carolina, or now at our second location, 1314 North Green Street in Greenville, North Carolina. You can also find us at BodieMotors.com, which is BodieMotors.com, or at Bodie Motors on Instagram. All right, that's enough from our sponsors here. So in this episode, Rhea, of course, R. Kelly, he's just been hot in the news lately. Like, it's just been crazy nonsense with this guy. And I know you've probably been like one of his biggest fans. So I know it's going to be a little hard on you, but we got to talk about this. So tell me, what you think about this, man? Like, what's up with Kells these days?
Well, I don't know. I got like a whole lot of feelings about this situation, because in the community, you have people who are young who date older age women or older age men. And there's nothing wrong with it.
I mean, yeah, for like 22, 23 years old, the legal age, but we ain't talking about like 45 years old dating a 14, 15-year-old.
Hugh Hefner did it.
He dated a 15-year-old?
Probably younger than that.
So, I mean, did he get charged for that? Or?
No, they don't even talk about it.
And how you find out about this? This is like my first time hearing about that.
Just gotta, I see memes, do your little research, but
I'm saying that we need more than memes to like.
The Playboy, the mansion.
The Playboy mansion. So
he had underage girls there. He had underage models.
But yeah, of course that, but I'm saying like you felt like he was sleeping with them too? I mean, these are heavy accusations on my man Hugh, like, 15, 16 years old. Like, they should have came down on him for that.
Yeah. But, you can't, I don't know. I just don't feel like it's my place to judge somebody.
Okay, well, also this week, man, R. Kelly had a crazy interview with Gayle King. And to say the least, most people feel like he's portraying himself as a victim. I really don't know, but I want to really listen to this and let our listeners listen to this skit, and we're going to talk about it a little bit.
Didn't do this stuff. This is not me, y'all. I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this. I gave y'all 30 years of my career.
Robert.
30 years of my career. Y'all trying to kill me. You're killing me, man. This is not about music. I'm trying to have a relationship with my kids, and I can't do it.
What?
Y'all just don't want to believe the truth. You don't want to believe it.
At this point, we briefly pause the interview to give Kelly a moment. His publicist helped calm him down.
I hope this camera keep going.
No, we're going to let the camera keep rolling.
This is not, doesn't even make sense. Why would I hold all these women? Their mothers and fathers told me, we're going to destroy your career.
Right. Child, what you think? You think you're telling the truth?
I mean, no, not to some degree. It's like maybe he didn't hold them hostage, or maybe he do have a fetish with underage girls, but no right parent that I want to say truly supervise their kids could have something like that go unnoticed. Like,
I don't know though. I felt like they probably felt comfortable because it was R. Kelly and he was a celebrity, and they felt that this was a good opportunity for their child as well as themselves. I felt like they were just, seeing money signs. Cause they should never want to just leave their daughter with just like an older man like that without any supervision. So I feel like they gave a little bit of leeway because I felt like they wanted money. Do you think they were just pretty much just like just plotting on them from the begin with?
Probably. Like, now that the money is low, he don't have, but he's not displaying the money. Now they have to find other means of getting that income from somewhere.
How much is R. Kelly worth? What's his net worth?
I have no idea.
Because he just, looks like somebody just bailed him out. It was $161,000 in back child support, and some anonymous person actually paid it, and I got him out earlier this week.
That's blessed.
So who is he paying child support for? How many kids does he have? Is it just by Reyah?
I don't know. Because, with the Lifetime story, a lot of them girls said they had, miscarriages and abortions.
Was he approving the abortions, or was it just on them?
They didn't get too far into detail, with that, but I think, he would have probably been, it probably wouldn't be so bad on him if it was just Aaliyah and stop, or, a lot of them weren't 15. A lot of them was 18.
Which ones you talking about? The girls from the Surviving R. Kelly?
Mm-hmm. Then you had the one girl who knew what he was going to court for, and she waited outside the court every day.
She was waiting outside the courthouse for him?
Supporting him. And then she started messing with him. And she was underage, but you set yourself up for that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It was what was her intentions? Nobody's saying anything about that.
I don't know, man. They say he really putting on, but he seemed like he was a hurt man.
I think so.
He seemed like he was a hurt man. I know people, we act and we want to play the victim sometimes, but he really seemed like he was hurt. I just can't imagine, what that feels like. Would you still play an R. Kelly song?
Yeah, I still play his
music. You still be bumping his music?
I mean, because I don't have anything to do with what that man chose to do with his life. As far as, the music goes, it's not like he's singing directly about underage. He didn't just date underage girls.
You don't feel differently when you play "Feeling on My Booty" now?
No.
You feel like you don't feel disgusted by that?
No.
What about "I Believe I Can Fly"? Do you feel like that's still the same motivational song?
I never really liked that. So if that was to come on, I probably would skip past.
So pretty much, you still a fan?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's pretty bold. So you stand beside your man.
I'm not saying it's right what he did or what he have done or is doing.
Now, something else I was reviewing earlier, late last year. He said that he was actually molested by his sister, him and his brother. Did you hear about that?
I did.
At 7 years old. So I'm thinking to myself, would that have been something that, that could have just kind of molded him into just being sexually active like that and just, not knowing better and then just moving along to other people? You feel like that would affect him? Or it had affected him?
Possibly. But you have to look at it from his perspective. Maybe he felt like he couldn't physically be attracted to someone of her age range. You feel me?
Of whose age range?
The sister.
The sister?
Yeah, like.
How much older was she from him at the time? Cause man, I was reading like in the little blog, man, she was like telling him to like go all down on him, and like she was giving him oral and all that, like him and his brother, man. So, you know, at 7 years old, like your mind, like I don't even understand how you even contemplate that.
So my thing is like, why not bring up anything against her, any charges against her? Like,
I mean, what charges would that be? Like incest?
Molestation?
Yeah. How many years you get for that, typically?
I have no idea. But I'm just saying, like, I just think it's rather ironic that every time a celebrity isn't producing the music and money that they need for the, I don't want to say, what do you call them?
What?
Illuminati. But like, if you're not in that range where you're making money or you're bringing the money that they need from you, they start digging things to make, you know, I can't explain it.
So you feel like the Illuminati is behind like
something.
R. Kelly.
It's not just with him, with Bill Cosby, Chris Brown. Now they bringing this stuff up with Michael Jackson.
I mean, like, I don't give him a pass for what he did, but I feel like the parents, like, they should have, if this was really a problem, they should have came out, like, years ago. Why wait now, like, all of a sudden, and then just come at this man?
Is low. He don't have the money. He don't have the means to supply them.
So if you don't have the money, then why come at him now if you know you're not gonna get paid?
Because they getting paid other ways, the interviews.
So the surviving R. Kelly, they actually paid them to do those interviews.
They had to. Nobody ain't gonna do that for free.
So it's all about the publicity and just extortion.
Right.
That's messed up. You feel like these women, do you feel like it's more their parents or themselves? You feel like they were just scorned by them, or you feel like they were just being vindictive?
Possibly. I just think money is the motive.
I don't know. That's crazy. That's crazy. What about the new sex tape? You hear about that?
I did, but I haven't seen any.
Yo, that's crazy. Like the descriptions of what was going on. It's like this girl, the girl in the video, like she goes by, they call her like 14-year-old pussy. Like throughout like the whole like recording, like that's what her name is. That's what they reference. Like 14-year-old pussy. He just be like saying her name like that. And the same shenanigans, like peeing on each other and everything like that. So I think they're trying to basically charge him for that. Again, this guy, like, if he don't teach you anything else, he'll teach you how to pee on another individual. And that's so crazy and disgusting to me. It's crazy.
Like, that's a weird fetish.
It is, man. Like, what do you call it? Like, water sports or something like that? Is that like the name of it?
I have no idea.
You sure? You sure you know what the name? You sure you know what the name of it is?
No, I'm not into that.
Yeah.
I ain't that.
Yeah, so what's going on with his sister though? I mean, you think it's too late, like, to try to press charges against her for something like that?
In a way, it's too late to kind of dig charges up against him. Like,
you think it's too late? You think there should be some statutory laws against how long it takes for you to
back in the day, there was no age requirement. People was married at like 12.
Back in the day, how long are we talking about here? Like, you talking about like the 40s?
Like Color Purple days.
Oh, the Color Purple days.
So, yeah, like, I mean, you know, some people just like what they like or just used to what they used to.
So, was that a hoax that he actually married Aaliyah? Or
No, that was
real, and they actually annulled it. So, why aren't people complaining to her parents about that? Like, why are they not blaming the parents for something like that?
They do say a lot of stuff about, like, her mom be fussing and stuff, but where was she when her daughter was? That's what I'm saying, like, you know.
And I was looking at, like, a Dame Dash interview. He was saying something about, like, she was telling him that, you know, R. Kelly was actually trying to rape her at one time, or actually came close to raping her or something like that. Did you hear about that?
No, I watched the interview, and he was just saying, like, she was so uncomfortable talking about him that she would always just say, like, he was a bad man.
R. Kelly was a bad man?
Mm-hmm. But, again, she, you know, when you got dreams and you want to be somewhere, and people do whatever it takes to get to where they gotta go.
What's the oldest man you ever dated? The age range, if you feel comfortable telling our listeners that. What's the oldest? Because I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all right now, like, the youngest girl I dated was like 20 years old. It's like the youngest.
The oldest man?
No, I guess like the age gap. I think mine was probably like 14 years. 14-year age gap.
I'd say about 10, 12.
10, 12. How did the relationship start?
Regular.
Like, you came up to him, he came up to you, or like, how was it?
Can't really remember. I mean, because I don't have a specific person I could just think of and be like.
I mean, do you prefer older men, like when you were younger?
I don't have a.
You don't have a preference?
Mm-mm.
You know what?
I fall in love with the soul.
One other thing that they say about R. Kelly, it was, I guess his reading level and I guess his maturity level. The fact that I guess he couldn't read, like, he really couldn't like really talk to like an older woman. Like, they didn't really have like, they couldn't vibe the same way on the same topics and stuff like that. So they felt like because of his education level, he more so had like a childish mind for like younger people. They were saying he was like hanging all out at McDonald's and things like that. And it was crazy. So I was like, you know, like, I mean, that kind of made sense a little bit. The fact that, you know, he can't read because his brother, like, it was like he on like a 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th grade education, man. It was like he can go to like McDonald's or something like that and read a menu, but it's just like he couldn't really vibe with like older women his age. You know, they just couldn't talk about the same things.
I mean, I could see that. And like, you know, women advance quicker than men.
Yeah, I will agree to that. The only thing about that is, I feel like, me personally, I feel like women, they do mature a lot faster than men, but most women I know, they never continue to evolve. Like, women, they'll get mature, and to some points, they get to about maybe 40, sometimes 50 years old, and that's when they'll start leveling out a little bit more. But it's always seemed like women, they get to a standpoint, like they mature really fast, but it seems like their mindsets, you guys never really evolve. And you might disagree with me on that, and if you do, please explain.
No, I mean, because I could see your standpoint on that, but I don't know. I don't know. I feel where you coming from with it. I just feel like maybe the girls that he chose was young but mentally advanced. Like, may not physically be advanced, but mentally they took him to a level where they understood him. Or
and Reyah was I think she was his backup dancer, right? Mm-hmm. How much older was he from her? You know how old she is? She
was like 22.
22 when they met?
Mm-hmm.
How old is R. Kelly now? He's like 52? 52, something like that?
50 something. He in his 50s.
So, from my understanding, that she actually was teaching him how to read, like on tour and stuff like that, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. I feel bad for the brother in a sense. Like,
why you feel bad for him for?
Cause like,
cause what? Tell us why you feel bad for this guy.
Nobody is okay. Say like example. I'm gonna use me. I'm young. I'm in a household where my parents they like nice things. They you know, I got a talent, but they don't have the means to get me where I'm trying to go. And then here goes you with your record label and your money, and you know, you come and they know you like young girls. It's not like Aaliyah was a secret. So now we preying on you. How are we gonna benefit from this? How can we use our daughter to benefit from this? Then they manipulate her mind to do things to get him to that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, he can't, any person, you could only go off of what somebody tell you or they portray to be in front of you.
So it sounds like to me like you blaming the parents more so than R. Kelly. No, that's what it sounds like.
I'm just trying to lay everything across the table. Like, you can't just point all the fingers at him and take 2, 3. Come on, take 2, really. But when you got underage kids, the parents is always involved, unless they just don't care, or the child grew up in some kind of switching home ordeal, foster care. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I don't know the 2 girls that stay with them now. I think they're in like I don't know if it's like a 3-way relationship or what. But they were asking, their mind frames, and they were talking pretty, because they actually interviewed with Gayle also, and they seemed like they were pretty level-headed. But I don't know if he brainwashed them, or at 21 years old. I mean, how much do you really know about love at 21?
Think they in it for the? You think they in it for the love or for the money?
I don't know. I think it's for the money. I still feel like it's what R. Kelly can do for them.
Right. That's it. Like, everybody have a motive. They just using this time now. They caking. They paying them for them interviews. They want the money.
So basically, we just lashing out at R. Kelly, and this is something that he doesn't deserve.
Why now? That's my whole. Why now? With the Me Too movement, you got all the other Harvey Weinstein, whatever his name is, Charlie Sheen. What about all the people he infected?
But I don't think he actually knew that he was HIV positive,
but still, like, nobody is attacking them. It's just mostly stuck.
But you gotta think about what R. Kelly doing. These is like women under the age of 17 years old.
Not all of them.
But still, though, that doesn't cover up the fact of the ones that were 15 and 16 years old.
And I agree. I mean, if that's the case.
So did he sleep with Aaliyah when they got married? He slept with her, right?
Probably. I'm pretty sure he did.
And he didn't go to jail for that. How is it that he's just, that's a crime?
How is it a crime? They was married. The only thing about the thing was...
What state did they get married at? I don't even know that. Where did they get married at? What state?
I don't know. But they forged the paperwork for her age. So yeah, that part was a crime. But
who for the paperwork?
What was it, like his management?
So it was on his side. It wasn't on Aaliyah's side. His management, I thought, was something like her uncle co-signed or something like that for.
It was, I don't know. Man, it was some people involved with getting her illegally legal.
Right, so it says his location was Rosemont. Wherever that's Rosemont, we're at. Yeah, it says video proves R. Kelly knew Aaliyah's age at the time of marriage. January 15, 2019, TMZ dug up video proof that R. Kelly knew Aaliyah was 15 at the time of their secret marriage in 1994. So he's knowing that he about to commit a crime. Like he knew that. I don't understand how you want to give him a pass for this time.
I don't.
You are.
I'm not trying to give him a pass.
You giving this dude a pass for screwing young, underage women.
But I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that don't point all the fingers at him. He's wrong, yeah. But don't point all the fingers at him. That's not right.
I don't know. I think he holds enough of the blame, me personally. So we'll move on from R. Kelly. We'll talk back with him a little bit later. What's going on with your boy Jussie Smollett, man? What's going on with this cat?
I don't know. I stopped watching Empire after the second season. So, but when I seen that, I was like, wow. Because at first, when I seen it come down the timeline, like, the 2 guys tied him up with a noose and they had on MAGA hats, and I was like, yo, it's getting real out here. They, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
But then later, and it's like, he faked it, and I was like, nah, no, he didn't.
So you believed him as soon as the story came out?
Yeah, because I was like, dang, it's all over the media. What in the world going on? They got KKK out here again? Like,
so let me ask you this. What do you think his motive was for doing that?
But he was unsatisfied. He was trying to boost his career.
So
Okay, so now him using that to boost his career.
So that was for his career. Was he about to be written off of Empire? Was that the reason?
I don't know.
I felt like the reason was he was just trying to, do a smear campaign more so for your boy Donald Trump. That's why I felt like when the Magna hats and things like that, I felt like, he was trying to come at that and basically, just kind of smear the situation with what's going on with Donald Trump in our society right now. That's what I felt like it was. So I felt like that was a motivation more so than, trying to advance his career from Empire, because he can always find another part. So the two brothers, are they still locked up right now?
I have no idea. They should be.
What are the counts that they're charged with? Like, was it conspiracy or what was it?
I don't know. You talking about the two Nigerians?
Yeah,
right?
the two brothers.
I don't know. I'm about to look at it.
Yeah, so they so basically people that, living on a rock. Jussie Smollett, he told police he was walking back to his apartment and he was attacked by two men who put a noose around his neck and basically called him slang words and this and that. The two brothers that were also accused in this was Abel and Osundaro, and they're actually from Nigeria. So when they actually came back into the States, the Chicago police was actually waiting for him when they picked him up. Apparently, I think he paid them what was like $3,000, $3,500 a piece.
I think so. I don't know if it was a piece or together, but that was like the craziest thing ever.
Yeah, so they looked in their apartments, they found the mask, and what else did they find that cued them in that they were actually responsible for it?
Did they have like messages that they?
Oh, they actually gave them their phones?
Well, they said Jussie wasn't
cooperating. But yeah, he was saying he didn't want to let his contacts and their information basically be put out there. But as far as I know, though, they say he was cooperating with his phone and actually getting copies of his phone records and stuff like that.
Because it's like they saying that he being charged with the felonies of what the hate crime, lying about the hate crime. Right?
Yeah, so they hitting him. He indicted on 16 felony counts by the grand jury.
Right.
So you feel like that's a little over excessive?
Because what about the lady who got Emmett Till killed?
Right. What did they charge her with? Like, was it just one? She didn't get charged with nothing? Oh wow.
So it's like, how? That's what I'm saying. Like, she lied. Like a hate crime.
Yeah.
So
I guess pretty much then they just trying to make an example out of him. So
us.
any more black people that gonna try to pull a stunt like this, they pretty much gonna make an example out of you. I really don't know how you gonna get out of this one.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if Jussie could manipulate the media and we believe it right away.
No, everybody didn't believe him.
But I'm just saying, he had enough convinced. Why couldn't that be the same thing with the R. Kelly?
Enough of like everybody, or just enough black people?
Enough black people. It's enough of us to hang our own. That's my thing. Like, we believe everything we hear as soon as we hear it.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But he's also Jewish or something like that, right? Like, isn't one of his parents Jewish? He's not like all the way black. I think he got like a Jewish parent or something like that. And he got like a lot of brothers and sisters in the industry too, right? What are they popular for, or what are they known for rather?
His sister, I can't think of her name, but she played in Eve's Bayou.
Eve's Bayou? What's her name? Eve's Bayou.
What is the girl name? They all got Journey. Yeah.
Journey. Oh, okay, yeah, I know who she is. She played on that what's that Tyler Perry movie, Temptation, about 3 or 4 years ago. Because it's like I thought it was like 18, 15, 20 of them, like brothers and sisters.
It is a couple of, but she's the only one that I know.
She's actually a pretty good actress, though. I like some of the parts that she played.
Me too.
She's also on that. It was like that Slave Underground, but they only had like 2 seasons of it. I was waiting for like the third season to come out with that. She did pretty good on that.
I was disappointed with Jussie with that, but again, that just goes to show how easily we are manipulated through social media and news.
You think he had a lot of problems when he was growing up? Like fighting his identity of actually being gay?
And then I think he wanted to have like that gay superpower.
Gay superpower?
Superhero.
What is that?
Like, I stood up for myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I can't see no other reason for him doing it. Like, that was just crazy.
I told you, man, I think it was the smear, like, really, like, what's going on with, like, all the hate crimes and stuff like that with Donald Trump. And, like, I felt like that was the main reason. Why did he have to do the MAGA hat? Like, that's the first thing he
that's
described.
The first thing we gonna go. He pulled on our heartstrings. Like, as soon as they see the MAGA, it's on. Yeah. They automatically gonna jump to my defense. Because we don't like him. We don't like Trump. And we don't like the little racist stuff that's going on. So he played with our heartstrings. That's why I'm saying, like, I feel like they doing that with R. Kelly. Now they bringing up the Michael Jackson thing.
So what's going on with the MJ? Like, what are they bringing up about that? Like the Neverland?
Had, Oprah did a interview on HBO.
Oh, recently? With who?
Like, the Neverland, the two boys. I didn't really watch it. I just seen, because I don't even want to. Mm-hmm. He dead. Why are we talking about him? Why are they on the stage talking about this?
So who are the two individuals? It's like younger boys that
they grown men
that visit Neverland. Is the one I know Macaulay Culkin. Like back in the day, they used to really try to get him to tell on MJ and to see if he actually was molested and stuff like that. But he never really said anything bad about MJ. Like never.
I don't think they got nothing on none of them.
So the two that they interviewed on Oprah's special, did they actually admit to it?
Yeah, they gave. I didn't watch it, but I seen like little skits. But yeah, they was just telling stories of what he did, but he not here, so he can't defend himself.
So why did they wait after his death?
And he didn't get charged with it, so why are y'all talking about that? Now none of his music can't. They pulling episodes with him on, so it's really like, is it an agenda to just get rid of all the iconic blacks in history? And
you think it's a conspiracy going on?
Yes. Who we got left?
I don't think. I mean, where it's going now, that pretty much they're gonna find dirt on somebody. But you know, none of us are perfect, though, Ty.
That's what I'm saying. That's why we
But it's just the acts that they're doing, man. Like people really look down on individuals that do crimes against kids. You know what I mean? In society.
That's okay. True, R. Kelly is wrong on so many levels. Jussie is wrong on so many levels, but how many people that aren't celebrities do this every day, all day, and don't have no consequences?
Yeah, but you know, no evidence though. They got so much evidence on R. Kelly, man. You know what I mean? They got so much evidence on this dude. And how many women actually came forth and talked to him?
How many of them are true?
I don't know, but 3, at least 3. You know, if it's nothing but 3 out of that 50.
Okay, you know? So let's just say he did do all those young girls over a decade and some change ago. Why are they bringing it up now?
I don't know, maybe they were scared. And, you know, the fact that they got more support. Maybe they were scared. Like, they didn't want to mess up their reputation or their family's reputation going against a multi-millionaire like we was talking on our very first episode about Bill Cosby. Maybe they were just scared.
True. I mean, I could see that too, but I just don't see that.
So when you go home today, like what songs you gonna play of R. Kelly?
Whatever Pandora or Tidal pull up.
Oh, so he still got music on those streaming services?
They be playing on mine.
You serious? On
I
Tidal?
play one right now.
I thought he was removed almost from everything.
No, my MJ still work too.
Well, no, I know MJ gonna work, but I'm talking about, I thought they was going like boycott R. Kelly music like all over.
No.
I ain't heard nothing on the radio lately. Usually like you be hearing like Ignition or something like that, but I ain't even heard like none of his tracks on like anything.
That's it. It's just like, how can you not listen to R. Kelly?
I don't know, man. I would probably feel disgusted, man. Like as soon as I like feeling on your booty or the greatest sex, like I'm just thinking like in my mind, like this dude probably making this about like a 14-year-old girl. Like he just going crazy. I can't listen to it no more time. I don't know. I just think about what happened, man. I can't do it no more. Moving forward, how you think R. Kelly can rebuild his image?
He can't.
So you think it's pretty much a wrap for him at this point?
At this point, he could, even if he come out with a decent song, you got people like you that's like, look,
what?
That's what it is. I don't want to hear that. Look, turn it off.
I'm saying,
play that.
Well,
you know?
I mean, we still innocent until we found guilty. So, I gotta give him the benefit of the doubt. Like, innocent until proven guilty, as he stated. He already he was giving us like the clues, man, over the last couple of years. But I don't know, man.
I wish the brother the best. I don't kick men when they down, not women either. But
maybe we can get him some help though, man. Does he want to get help, or because I know he said he want a relationship with his kids?
Probably, but
I feel like the media, society, if he just go ahead and admit to it that he has a problem, and that's probably the most important thing. He admits that he has a problem with like underage women that's under the age of 17.
All of them weren't underage. That's the thing.
Not all of them, but still, it was like
it was enough.
And see, we don't even know about the other ones that didn't come up and speak. Right. R. Kelly, man, he been traveling all over the world, like city to city. Like, he can probably just tell us a bunch of different stories.
So you think more gonna come out?
I don't know if more of them gonna come out, but I'm pretty sure it's probably some more out there that just haven't spoken up that,
But I guarantee you the ones that is quiet or, is being quiet about if they did mess with, they real people. They know, like, it wasn't just his doing. I had played my part in it too.
Yeah.
Everybody ain't looking for a come up.
Yeah, you're right. Because I think the girls they're with now, like when he said like she can sing or the singing part didn't work out, like she liked him for him. So
I haven't seen one girl that came out on that said, I don't have a book, I don't have nothing, I just want y'all to know. I didn't want music, he just picked me. Somebody wanted something, or they preyed on him, like the girl outside the courtroom. So
that's crazy, man. But R. Kelly, man, I real feel for you, brother. If this is true, I hope and pray that you find help even at the age of 52. I hope you can get yourself together, maybe go see a psychiatrist, man. Just try to get help. Like, 7 years old, being molested by your sister, that's a lot, man. So we might be too hard on the brother, but who knows? We not the judge, right? So you know how that go. All right, man. This was a good topic, man. Tata, appreciate you for finally coming back on the show. The listeners got their homegirl back. All right, welcome back to the Droematic Show podcast. J-Dub, I'm gonna turn this over to you, man, because I really don't know too much about tattooing. So I'm gonna just go ahead and give you the microphone, and I'm gonna let you take over from this point. So go ahead and do your thing real quick.
Now let's get it cracking, man. Tisha ran the hell out of our shop.
So
we had a lot of fun in that shop. We had a lot of crazy people coming in that shop.
Oh yeah.
Indeed. Indeed.
Like, to be honest, like when you come into our shop, it was welcoming. Like a lot of things about people saying like going to a tattoo shop, like this is like really intimidating. Like they get real scared because like some of the workers there are like, well, even the receptionist is not welcoming. And at least in our shop, like everybody will welcome you. Like even if we're tattooing, hey, welcome, welcome to our shop. We're all about, serving the customers. But it was kind of hard in a way to run the shop because this was like my first time actually trying to run a shop. But it was fun at the same time. It's just that things happen and life happens, and now we're trying to open up another shop in a different location.
Are you trying to open it up at?
Rolling Oaks. That's what it is. That's how you say it, right?
Roanoke Rapids.
That's how you say it.
Roanoke Rapids.
Yeah, we're trying to go in that direction, being that it's not really any tattoo shops in that direction, and a lot of people are looking for work, and they have to travel for miles just to get something done by an artist. So it would be a little bit of a relief on the people there That way they don't have to drive so far.
Okay.
And earlier we kind of talked about how tattoos originated.
Oh yeah. A lot of people they think that like tattooing is something that was created by, like just modern day, like we just picked up a machine and just started tattooing. No, this came from our ancestors, African American ancestors. They were done way back in the day, way before any of these machines were taken. I mean, like, just look at all the traditional pieces that you see, like especially Japanese, like that was done with a stick and
a stick.
Yeah, a stick and a couple of needles at the end of that stick, just being jammed into your body. Yes. Old school.
Yeah, with plant ink. They used to use plant ink.
Mm-hmm.
There was no ink that's manufactured now. It's completely different. These tattoo machines now, you're talking about a needle moving at 7,000 times a minute, and there's 7 needles moving.
Well, listen, let me ask you something. This is always something that puzzled me. How do you actually clean them and sterilize them from, like bloodborne pathogens and stuff
we don't.
like that?
They don't. We don't do it. We share needles. Share needles. You better off getting a prison tattoo.
So disgusting.
You're better off getting a prison tat, bro. You walk into my shop, you're fucked up.
Oh my God.
We reuse Band-Aids, water.
But seriously though, like, how do you actually clean those needles?
Well, to be honest, you don't clean a needle. You throw away the needle. You don't reuse a needle ever. There's been plenty of times I done heard from old tattoo artists that some of their clients want them to reuse that same needle on them, which is very unsanitary to me. Even if you go about putting it through the autoclave and all that, because that's how tattoo artists clean their, metal grips, any metal tubes, anything that's metal clamps or piercers, jewelry. They'll use the autoclave to clean that. But for me, I go about doing disposal. Like, I have disposable tubes. So after I do a tattoo, I just throw the tube away. And the same with the needle. You just don't reuse a needle. I'm sorry. That's just the number one rule. If you're reusing a needle, you just need to get out of this industry.
And then, tattoo shops are very sanitary. And the autoclave, they use it in the medical field.
Yeah.
It's the same thing they use to sterilize scalpels and all that stuff. So we had a process in a room set up to where anytime we sterilize something, it would take about an hour, and it sits in a room. Nobody can go in it, and the door shuts, and it's clean. When it comes out, it's sterile.
And we have to package it all up. So basically, when we break it out, it's like literally using something brand new.
I got you. All right, so for my listeners, Letitia, how can they get into contact with you?
Okay, you can reach me on my Facebook page, which is Letitia Patterson. Basically my name. Or you can reach me at my my tattoo page, which is Dire Wolf Inc. That is DIRE Wolf and then Inc. Don't get it like misconstrued, y'all. Don't think too deep. It's literally Dire Wolf Inc. You can reach me on Instagram at Lady T Tattoo. That is LADYTTATU.
One more time.
That is LADYTTATU.
All right, awesome. Good stuff. So again, you guys that are listening and are considering a tattoo, again, take these points and apply them with your decision. Sometimes tattoos, they are somewhat permanent. I guess you can get them removed at some point. But again, something that you want to.
Here's a thing that we run into a lot is when you get a tattoo, you don't get a tattoo because you're worried about your skin getting older. Everybody says the same shit, bro. They're just like, you got a tattoo. What happens when you're like 70 and your skin falls off?
Like,
I didn't put a fucking expiration date on my tattoo.
Right.
I got my tattoo because I love my tattoo now, my skin right now. When I'm 70, who fucking cares?
It was on me for a reason, right?
My dick might shrivel up. My skin will get loose, but I'm still gonna get a fucking tattoo.
And on that note. You guys, you've been listening to the Droematic Show podcast. Again,
You've just listened to the Droematic Show podcast with your host, Droematic.